What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is C, or is it C? I'm not sure which way that's supposed to look on the screen, but it's Craft Your Vision. Jazz hands. I was thinking before I jump into this, a lot of my videos I do here, obviously, and I thought I should tell you what's behind me. So on this side of me, all of those are the magnets from the places that I have gone around the world. So lots of cool stuff over there. This is obviously just making sure I keep my life in track with a calendar. And then this banana, that's the banana from peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly. I'll probably just put something up. And then some Christmas cards from our family. Each year we try and do a crazy Christmas card picture. So, and then some glasses that my son made. He is really into, what's that called? Hydro dipping. And so he hydro dipped his sunglasses, which makes them useless, by the way, but they look cool. All right, C, craft your vision. Let's jump into this. Get your notes out. Remember, you're gonna wanna take notes. I'm gonna have homework on this one right off the bat. It's gonna be about, can you, in one sentence, so this is an iPad, can you, in one sentence, say the vision of what you're trying to start? Go ahead and try. Just pause this and say, if you had to say it right now and you were selling me, I could give you money towards your vision, what would it be? Say it in one sentence. I'll assume you pause so you don't really have to, I don't have to pause actually. But I want you to imagine yourself, you're coming up on an important investor, you happen to get into an elevator, this is why it's called an elevator pitch, but you happen to get into the elevator with them, you have about 10 floors to tell the entire story of the mission that you are starting, this incredible new idea you have, this thing that you want to launch. In that elevator pitch, you have to be able to hit it. This is what we're all about. Do you want to invest? Or this is what we're all about. Would you like to come on board? Do you want to volunteer? Do you want to be on my team? Though you've got to have this down early. So let's assume that you're not ready. You didn't do very well at the sentence. Let's get you ready. So start with this. Imagine what you're starting looks like 5 years from now. Go ahead. 5 years from now, it is, describe it. Again, if you need to pause, but I want you to be able to describe 5 years from now. Is it bigger? Is it better? Are there more people coming? Is it stronger? I don't know what you're doing, so it's hard to say what the adjective is, but blank, you pick. 5 years from now, it is, and say what it is, okay? Now, the vision gets you from where you are currently to that point. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna draw a vision frame. So draw a square on, I'm doing it on the screen, it's popping up, but draw a square in your notes. And on that top line, you're gonna say the mission of what you are going to do. All right, what is our mission? So I'm gonna use church launching, because I launched a church a few years ago, and a lot of this material comes from launching a church. The reason you have this point, you've realized that I'm in the religious field, so a lot of my stuff is religious related, but all of it fits very well with whatever you're launching. So my mission when we launched the church was, we are going to reach 6.5 million people in the valley. This is California's Central Valley, Fresno, Clovis area, with the message of Jesus Christ. That's a really big mission. So your mission, 6.5 million people, if you think that big with what the mission statement is, you want something that just says, we are going to do something awesome, okay? The mission's out here. Everything we build next is how we're going to get there. You have to build what I call the huge overall vision that people get excited about. And then, so this is the second part of the square, the core values that move you towards your mission. So the core values are like the bumpers. So you can bounce around with different projects and strategies which are coming, but the bumpers are the core values. What are the core values that get you there? So for example, with the church, we want to reach 6.5 million people. So our core values were going to be, we're going to be a passionate people. So that was our Sunday morning. We're going to create passion with the message of Jesus and the way we do worship and all that. Passionate people, people of purpose. So we were going to be all about, all right, do you know your purpose in the world? And try and really empower each person that comes. And then purposeful place, meaning we're not going to do a bunch of programs like every other church does. No offense if you go to church, but I was just tired of it. And so I said, we're going to be about empowering people to be the church in their community. And so all of our programs, which weren't really programs, were about empowering people to be the church. So, go to, on Halloween, I'm just thinking of ideas we did. On Halloween, we're not going to have something where you come to our church and, trunk or treat. We made it a point to say, people are coming to your house, be the church. Doesn't mean you're out witnessing, that wouldn't make sense. It means that you are out giving away, what we did was popcorn and cookies. So it was a little bit more than just dropping a piece of candy. It was, we went out into the street, we had a bounce house, we had cookies, so it was like a much bigger deal. All the parents would stop at our house while their kids played in the bounce house, and we had conversation. Again, I wasn't like, let me tell you about Jesus. No, that's not an effective manner. So that's just one example of many different ways we said we're going to be purposeful in the way that we are the church, instead of just telling people the only way you can get saved is if you come to our church. Here's our next event. We just wanted to get away from that. Again, everyone's going to have a different kind of mission, and the core values get you there. So in your square, what's your mission? What are you trying to do? Make it compelling. It's got to be a compelling mission, something that gets people excited about what you're doing. Also needs to show how you are unique. What is the unique thing that you are doing, especially when it comes to solving an issue? What's the unique way you're solving an issue? I just told you the unique way our church was going to be different. And if I can do it with church, you got to be able to do it with whatever you're starting, right? So core values. Now we go to the bottom part of the square. That's the operating system. Now, operating system is the way that you get 100% of your team on board. They all have to be operating with a focused, disciplined, healthy, accountable system to execute the vision that you're trying to accomplish. For example, our operating system was Sunday morning services. That was our base camp, which goes with passionate people. So our Sunday morning service was going to be one of the ways that we trained and got people passionate about Jesus Christ. Most churches have a Sunday morning service. Obviously that one's in there. So if you're doing a business, your operating hours are literally your operating system. We're going to be excellent when we open our doors, and when people come in, they're going to sense something different about us. Okay, that's one. You want like three. This is where most people do one, like church, for example. Most churches do really well at one. They have a Sunday morning service, and they might even have it connected to their core values. That's debatable. It's 2 and 3 where you start really seeing. So the second one of our visions was people of purpose. So our second operating system was, we called it, what was ours called? They changed it to flow. That's why I'm confused right now. Flow. So flow was an operating system that took someone who came through the doors, and we told everyone your next step is flow. So flow was how you connected with Jesus and learned your spiritual gifts and how you were uniquely designed, and then how you can use your spiritual gifts into the world, how God has designed us to be used in the world. So what's your operating system? When someone, let's say a store, someone comes into your store and they buy a product, what is your operating system that connects them to the deeper meaning of your store? Now, that might sound weird, but think about it. If I go to, this is all off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Starbucks. I know that Starbucks has a much deeper concept than just coffee. Why do I know that? Well, I have their app. I get their newsletter. Why? I don't know. But they tell me about where the coffee comes from. They tell me that some of my money goes to help in, Africa. I don't think it's Africa, but somewhere. And it helps to get girls out of sex trafficking and working. Anyway, you get the idea. I know that when I buy that coffee, I'm part of a bigger system. Some of that might not even be correct, but you kind of get the concept that when I'm part of the Starbucks brand, the app, the card I have like gift cards, and I'm part of this operating system that makes me feel like somehow I'm part of that company. Starbucks is a bad example. I want to think of a gym. Now there's the gyms where, everyone and their mother are involved in, and then there's the gyms where you feel part of the family. CrossFit's a great example. The guys that are in CrossFit, man, they talk about it like a cult. And I'm not saying you should be in a cult, but that's the operating system in which you become part of the family. So what is that for you? What's that second step? Our third thing, so you go back to the core value. The core value for our third thing was purposeful place. So our third system was going to be our missions. Our operating system was to equip people to do ministry from their home. Life groups could be one. So life groups is one a lot of churches have as one of their operating systems. Get everyone into a life group because they connect to people, and then that life group can then be the service project to their community. So hopefully that all makes sense. Yeah, operating systems are like the motor that moves the car, if you will. The mission is the car, or actually the mission is the destination, the core values would be the car, and the motor is what moves the core values forward. Now, the wheels of this analogy is the strategy. When you think about the wheels of the car, you put them on, they get you to the next, let's say 30,000 miles. I don't like this analogy, but I've already gone down this. The train has left the station, but it gets you 30,000 miles, and then you have to put new wheels on. Strategies change. Analogy actually kind of works. It's actually a pretty good analogy now that I've made it up off the top of my head. But you're always constantly changing strategies. So I just mentioned how I can't remember my name of what my system was because they changed it to flow. So they kind of liked it. It was like connect with friends, I believe is what I called it. They changed it to flow because, connect with friends got you through the door, got you a little bit connected, but they put real teeth into what the classes and stuff were, which is awesome. Love that. Empowering them to be all that they're doing, which is great. That's a change in strategy. It's not a change in operating system. You could reverse these, by the way, if you wanted to. My operating system changed, but my strategy of what we're trying to accomplish didn't. Either way is fine with me. I just went this particular direction with it. So your strategy for, our strategy is going to be, they walk into the store, and we're going to then, when they buy something, invite them to join the club. That's our strategy. And then the second phase strategy is when they're in the club, we're going to invite them to give us their email to be in the newsletter. And then our third strategy is once they're in the newsletter, we're going to invite them to join a group that gets together once a month to do something that goes along with our store's product. That's actually a really good strategy. I love that strategy. There's a lot of making up as we're talking, but that's because your frame, I'm just trying to get you to think, how does your frame work? Just start spitballing like I've basically been doing with you right now, and it comes together. All right? All right. What we're gonna do with that, once you have an awesome vision frame, so if you need to pause, this would be a good spot to pause. You wanna have that whole vision frame built out before you move forward. So again, take a few days. The next stuff we're gonna do is all about how to pitch the vision frame. So pause it and come back after you have your vision frame done. Welcome back. So vision operating system is how the whole thing moves forward. Your vision is getting people 100% on the team. Operation is the focus, the discipline, the accountability throughout the team so you can execute the vision. And the system is a more cohesive, functional, healthy leadership team. All right. The VOS chart, I'll throw up what a VOS chart looks like right now. We'll come back to this. As you're looking at it, you're seeing how each component makes your organization, whatever it may be, stronger. A lot of this will be fleshed out in the different letters that we come to. So we're not going to go any further with this chart, but again, using the church as an example, the Sunday morning might be the base camp that gets you to the greater vision. The vision chart is the greater vision. All right? All right. So let's go back to the elevator pitch. Now, here's your homework. You have your vision frame. You spent some time with it. Hopefully you took actually some time with this video. I actually hope that this video took several days to watch because you were trying to go back and really get your vision just right. You really want to set your vision up right before you even start, right? Okay, so now I want you to practice. Here's 5 things to do. First thing, is your vision compelling? When you hear it said to you, you say it out loud right now. Say it out loud. Does it compel you? Are you excited when you hear it? 2, is it easy for people to have on-ramps into your plan? So you have the freeway in your head, you know what your vision is. When people hear your vision, are there on-ramps for people to come on board and go with you? Okay, think through that. 3, is it relational? Is it interactive? Is it spiritual? Not about God, really. What I mean is it like connecting to you in a deeper way? Is it relational? Is it interactive? Makes you want to move? Is it spiritual? Because you're going to fundraise with this, you got to own it. It's got to be a spiritual thing coming from within you. You're going to ask people to volunteer with you. You're going to build community with it. So is this vision frame compelling, and does it do these things? Number 4, does it effectively meet the unique problem that you want to solve? Does it effectively meet that unique problem that you're solving? Okay. 5, does it share how you are different from others in the same space? We live in a crowded world, right? It's a crowded world. Lots of people are kind of doing the same thing. There's a good chance what you're doing, hopefully you found something so unique that you're the only one. Probably not. And how are you unique? How are you different in this space that people are going to want to join you? Your homework. First thing I want you to do is write your elevator pitch. Go back to the very beginning and write that elevator pitch. You may have a vision frame. You're probably not carrying it in your pocket and then whipping it out and showing people, this is my vision frame. No, that's not going to be effective. You're going to have to now say it, and you're not going to have as much time as going through each side. But if you think about an elevator pitch, you do have a few sentences to get it right. So I want you to write those sentences that really is that compelling message that you would tell people in an elevator if you only had a few floors to do it. Your second homework assignment is this. Try it out with 5 different people. Do not go too deep until you have tried out your vision, your elevator pitch with 5 people. A stranger, someone random, that's gonna be the hard one. A friend, that should be the easy one. Family, that's complicated, and that's why we're doing this. A coworker, that's probably somewhere in between a friend and family. Coworker is listening to you, you might be on a break, and they're being polite, but can you compel them? They're gonna be kind, but can you get them to actually join you? And then 5, you need to find a boss or an investor and do it to them. You may be only 1 step in. See how you do. Just go to a boss or someone that could be an investor and just say, hey, I want to just pitch something to you. Tell me what you think. And then pitch it, because that feedback is going to be worth so much. So do this before you move on. The next week is D. It's discipleship program. I'm stealing this from the church world, but building disciples is what the church is always doing. We want to build disciples as we are moving forward with whatever it is that you're launching. Okay, I'm going to use that word and talk about what it really means to be a disciple and how you get them to join you and come with you in this journey. If you don't do the homework and like practice this stuff that we're talking about, this elevator pitch, it's gonna be hard for you to build disciples. So take some time, do the homework, and then I'll see you on the next video. So let's go.